New videos every day.
Well, every day for me is I struggle daily with, of course, his loss, that he's not there, that I don't get to hear him say, "I love you, Mom," one more time. And where I stand today is, when he first passed away, I was very depressed. I couldn't really do anything. I didn't have a desire to. I knew I had to go to work every day to support my other children and stuff. But I didn't. As soon as I would come home, I would be in my own world. I would block everything else out. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's just how I coped with it at the time, because I had no resource or financial resource to go through counseling or therapy. So, it's taken me almost 2 years that he's passed away to want to go back to school, to want to get my degree, to be more, because I know that's something that all my children want me to do. They always tell me, "Oh, Mom, when are you going to get your nursing degree so we don't have to struggle, financial wise?" And I know that was a desire for my son, Philip, for me to go back to school and finish. And I just finally said, I need to stop. I need to try not wallow in this all the time, and bring myself out of this depression, or try to, at least, not to say that I'm not going to be sad every day, but to try to at least get on with my life and do something. There's actually no lawsuits currently pending. I am in the process of trying to find an attorney that actually would represent my case. And I'm kind of so upset and frustrated about that, because everywhere in the news today, you can, shortly in that same year, Michael Jackson died, and about drugs, and how a doctor prescribed drugs to him, and now the doctor is on trial because of that, and I'm a single mom, I'm not in the upper class, I'm in the lower class in the financial bracket. So it's, how do you go about doing that? Someone wants to actually help you and represent you in an issue like this, where it's, you get into the legal part of it. Is it malpractice? Is it not this? Is it negligence? Is it not this? And it's just frustrating for me as a parent to think that there's nobody that would want to represent a case like this. That's my whole part of it. That's, the statute's coming up pretty soon here, because it's almost been 2 years, and I've been trying for, I want to say, maybe a year now, to try to find a lawyer that would represent my case. And I just haven't been successful, and that really does frustrate me and upset me, because that would be something detrimental to me as far as my son's death being, just another statistic. What I know now, I would not do again. My son, I have an older son, my son that passed away and him are 1 year and 3 days apart, and it affected him tremendously. And, my son has experienced trauma because of the loss of his brother. So he, of course, is in a depressed state right now. But have I went to MHMR? Have I put him on medication? Have I myself been on medication when my son died? People told me, because sometimes I feel like I'm losing breath, and I know it's like anxiety, because I have so much, I guess you want to say, stress, or however you want to call it, that sometimes I get tongue-tied. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm catching my breath, and I know I'm not, asthmatic or anything like that. But I had people tell me, "Oh, why don't you go to the doctor? It seems like you need medication for anxiety." No, I will not do it now. I will not do it now. Even though sometimes I think, oh, maybe I do not do it. My son told, we had taken him to my oldest son, we'd taken to MHMR. Right away, the first thing they would say, "I think you need to put him on medication." when we suggested, maybe we should let him go through therapy and that. No, but I still think it's best. Mind you, this is a psychologist. MHMR is funded through the state, isn't it not? I'm pretty sure they are. That they're saying first thing automatically off the bat. It's not no therapy, no other alternatives. No, this is what else we can do to treat it, or let's get him a mentor, or let's get him involved in some community. No, it's first thing medication. When he was in therapy at the Oaks Treatment Center, they did a lot of therapy with him to try to counteract the voices, where that could actually work as maybe opposed to medication, being on medication, or maybe as many medications, should I say. So it was not only that he was learning, that he was on medication, but also learning ways to cope with his diagnosis. And I think that's really important, not necessarily, everybody says, oh, well, if you're schizophrenic, you have to be on medication, you have to be. But, okay, that may in some cases be true, but there is also other ways to cope with being schizophrenic and to deal with it, in a different light than medication. So if you're not knowledgeable at the time when I went with my son, Philip, I would have been like, whatever you think is right, best. Because honest, I don't know. I just want to make him better.